Hello and welcome back to Developing You, where it's all about real people, real questions, real answers, and real solutions. Okay, so if you haven't already subscribed and you'd like to, please do, because there's going to be a lot more informational videos coming. It's all about supporting you to apply knowledge. So if you're not sure about something and you have a question around your own personal development, maybe you've listened to somebody on YouTube, read somebody, and you want a little more clarity, then please send me your question, whether it's written or whether you send me an audio or a video. Send me your question, I'll answer it, and then everybody will be supported with the answer. So let's have a little look at the question we've got today. Okay, manifesting your soulmate or life partner. Gosh, I bet there's nobody else who wants this one. Do you want to know how to prepare yourself for meeting the love of your life? So this is what they're after, preparing themselves for the love of their life, whilst at the same time getting into a state where they feel complete as they are, okay? So that they don't need anyone. They've obviously heard something about this concept that in order to attract the person you want, you have to be okay with who you are. I know this person also sent me some information because they looked at somebody on YouTube who was talking about actually making commitment and marrying themselves. And I will put the details of that underneath if you want to go and have a look at the YouTube clip. It was a TED talk, and it might be something that you'd be interested in. So it also says, do you have to be like the person I want to attract them? For example, if I want to attract someone who has amazing presence, do I need to have amazing presence too? That's a good one. And at the bottom it says here, I need a handbook. How to be the person I need to be to attract the person I want to attract. Okay, so let's have a little look at that question. Where do we start in there? So let's take this first bit. How do you prepare yourself to be with the love of your life? Okay. It's important to understand that we all want relationships, whatever type of relationships they are, whether they're romantic or whether they're relationships with our children or family and friends. And we are all searching, well, not everybody, but majority of people are searching for this concept of the one, the soulmate, the partner. And they want to attract somebody in their life that matches them in some way or feels good. But it is worth understanding that sometimes we bring people into our life so that it challenges us. Maybe they're so different from us, and we want that because we feel that we lack that in ourselves. Now, it's important to, when we're thinking about attracting somebody new into our life, we don't potentially want to repeat the old patterns of the past. If we've been in relationships that seem similar, that's because we're attracting the same sort of person to us. And also perhaps we're behaving in the same way. So inevitably, even if that person isn't like someone we've been with before, it may mean that we almost turn them into that person. But if we're starting afresh, maybe at the end of a relationship, and we're looking to the relationship that's coming, the one that we'd like to have, it's time to give ourselves the space to connect with ourselves. So this first part of the question was, how do I become comfortable almost feeling within myself okay without that person being there? All right. You see, the thing is that we want relationships for certain reasons. We believe that when we have that relationship, potentially it could be we feel that we'll be loved, we'll be seen, we'll be known, we'll be acknowledged. It could be whatever reason we feel that we want that relationship. We need to sort of identify what that is. So I'd say take a minute and imagine your ideal relationship. Okay, you're not necessarily going to see it, you haven't had it before, but imagine your ideal relationship for you. What does it give you when you're in relation to that person? What is it you experience in yourself? Just take a moment and think about that. Okay, pause the video if you need to. Just ask yourself that question. What is it that I want, that I believe that I'm going to get when I have the relationship that I want? Now, it could possibly be, a lot of people, obviously it's going to be something like, I feel loved, I feel secure, something like that. Just notice what comes up for you. And whatever it is, You need to then give that to yourself before you're with somebody. You need to be strong, centered and grounded in who you are. So then when you stand next to somebody who knows themselves and is standing in their own personal authority, then you stand side by side. You see, a relationship is not a thing. A lot of people think they lean on a relationship. Now, the problem with this is that if you lean on somebody else, if they step away, you're off balance. And likewise, if you step away, they're off balance. It's important to understand that these are two separate individuals coming together to dance, if you like, to have this thing, the relationship. They're two people in relation to one another. Okay? So it's important to understand that's what's happening. So what is it you feel that you're going to get from them? Maybe it's love. Maybe you need to consider yourself more. So before they turn up, maybe it's time that you connected with yourself and showed yourself the love that you want to feel. Perhaps you need to feel secure emotionally. You're not looking for someone else, someone outside of yourself, to fill a gap. You are caring for yourself. And if you like, you're filling yourself up. That means when they come along, then you can come together. It's not just you on your own, it's you preparing for that other person to come along. All right? And then there's a space for them because they live in their own world, but they dance with you. Now, the other part of this question is, I think, around the idea of this vibration. You have to be the vibration. You have to be like the person in order to attract them. So, she says about if I want to have someone who has amazing presence, do I need to have amazing presence? Well, to be perfectly honest, no. Why do you have to be like the other person? If you want to have someone who's very dynamic, that's what you're attracted to, maybe somebody who's very spiritual and sort of confident in themselves, that's what you're attracted to. But you don't have to be like that. If you're somebody who's more introverted in your nature, you don't have to be extrovert to be with them. You just have to be yourself. You have to be confident within you. So it's important to be yourself. Then of course you can attract the person that you want to be with. And it's how it's going to feel that truly matters. Okay? So you don't have to become like somebody else to attract them. But you have to be the best part of yourself in order to attract somebody. You want to be the person that you'd like to be around. So make sure you're being authentic, true to yourself, and learning how to love yourself so that then when somebody else comes along, you're showing them how to love you, how you love yourself. And then it says here at the bottom, how to be the person I need to be to attract the person I want to attract. That's the handbook question. Quite honestly, you have to be yourself, the best part of yourself. And most people are looking to somebody else to show them love or security or care. We need to show that to ourselves first. And that's when we're ready to be authentic in who we are, to not compromise ourselves, to remain who we are, no matter who we're in relation to. So I hope that answers your question. And what I would suggest you did was to spend some time with yourself. Imagine that there's two aspects of yourself. There's your physical self and there's your spiritual self. And imagine that one aspect of you is going to show you how to love yourself, how to care for yourself, how to be emotionally available for you. And how you do that doesn't matter. It's up to you. You can use a visualization. Perhaps you're going to meditate for 10 or 15 minutes. I would suggest you practiced it for maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 4 weeks. There are various techniques you could use, maybe some that you've come across. I know one that comes to mind is when you stand in front of a mirror and you show yourself love. You say, I love you and I care for you. And you just notice what comes up in you. But remember, don't stop. It may feel uncomfortable, but start giving yourself the love that you require. And then you won't feel so desperate about the soulmate, and that's exactly when they'll turn up. So I hope that helps you and anybody else out there. Thank you for that question. Like always, fantastic question. Without those questions, there aren't any answers and there aren't any solutions. If you haven't already, if you'd like to subscribe, please do. Obviously, there's more information to come. And there's also more information underneath this about other free resources, should you like them. So it's enough for today. Thank you very much for that wonderful question. And I'll have to go now because the dogs are barking, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye-bye for now.